everybody, and welcome to the final interview of the COVID STEM Educator interview series. This will be our 10th interview and the last one for this series. Today I have with me Dr. Chris McCarthy. Hi Chris, how are you?
Hi Angela, how are you? Good to be here.
I'm really good. Hey, I love the setup you've got there. Is that your office? Is that your home office?
It's a bedroom come lab area come office area for me. Yeah, I've made it work very well actually. I'm very happy with it.
Thank you for joining me today. I'm really glad that you could make it. Look, Chris, I'm really interested in the changes that you've made to one of your second year units that you're teaching. That's the COS 20007 Object-Oriented Programming. That's quite a large unit. You have over 200 students
That's right, yeah,
choosing that unit. And I really wanted to find out first, how did the unit run pre-COVID, and then the changes you made once we moved into the online delivery. So I wonder if you could just talk us through that.
Sure, yeah, so the unit is a 2-hour lecture per week, and then we have a 2-hour tutorial, which is in a lab setting. So it's usually in a programming environment where all the students can work on programming tasks, and the tutor will deliver some content at the beginning, overviewing that week's topics. And so essentially that's how we were running it before COVID hit. When COVID hit and we were all shuffled off campus, it was kept the structure of lab and lecture per week, where the lectures became a pre-recorded 1-hour lecture, and then our labs were made into online on Collaborate Ultra. The students would again come in with about 20 to 30 minutes of synchronous delivery from the tutor, and then it would move into one-on-one consultations in breakout rooms within Collaborate. And so essentially we adopted much the same model, but I guess with a much greater emphasis on the one-on-one consultations being the primary reason for coming online.
Right, and were students using the one-on-one online consultation?
I think in the early weeks of COVID, it was a little quieter than I would have maybe hoped for, but it did ramp up quite quickly. And by the end of semester, it was definitely busy, and students, I think, were making really good use of both the lab times and the help desk times available. In fact, help desk really was very busy the whole time.
Yeah, I guess, there's a bit of becoming acquainted to the new mode of working and the new systems, and everyone's still trying to set themselves up at home in their environments. I wonder if you could tell us or talk us through how the assessment works.
Is a portfolio-based assessment. So our assessment is essentially in two parts: 100% portfolio that is submitted at the end of the semester, and then we do have a test which normally in pre-COVID days would be a 1.5 hour invigilated test around week 8. On a weekly basis, they'll be doing tasks that they need to do, getting the feedback from the tutors, who will then either tell them, look, fix this up, resubmit it, or yep, that's all good, tick. And then over time, they're forming their portfolio, and at the very end, they compile all of that into one portfolio and provide a learning summary report. In addition to the portfolio, they also have a 10-minute interview. And this, for my unit, involves them demonstrating a custom program, which is something they've designed completely from scratch. It's usually something we expect to be quite polished, really well designed, and they have to present it, argue, defend the design decisions, and we have a panel, usually me and at least 1 or 2 tutors, probing them nicely and politely, but also trying to understand what they get about what they've done.
Did you still have the invigilated test? Like, what did you do for that bit?
Yeah, for the tests, we had to really think quite differently about it this semester just gone. We decided, rather than use it as a formal test within a really tight time-bound thing, we made it into a task.
Okay.
As like other tasks in the portfolio, but we gave it a strict time-bound 1-week duration. The reason being that its primary purpose is to give us, as the teaching team, an indication of where the students are at with what we expect them to be at. And it's also for the students a little bit of a prompt to say, hey, if this didn't go so well for you, perhaps you need to push at this point to go harder, because you should know this stuff by now.
Yeah, fantastic. So you've taught one semester online. What have you learned from that one semester that you'll take with you for semester 2?
Firstly, having a good sessional teaching team is really a key part. The video lectures probably could be made shorter. and maybe into sort of 10-minute sort of segments based on single topics. I think that's something that I would definitely adopt in the next semester going forward. So I feel like in the online environment, having more structure is definitely needed for particularly those students who find it difficult to sort of regulate their own time and really they've got multiple things to do.
Fantastic. Well, thanks, Chris. It's been really enlightening to hear about how the e-portfolios work and some of the lessons you've learned. I really appreciate you giving up your time and talking us through object-oriented programming and the assessment structures and the changes you've made. Thanks a lot, Chris.
No problem, Angela. Thank you very much for having me.
That's all right. I hope you enjoyed the final interview for Series 1 of the COVID STEM Educator interview series. Bye, everybody. Bye, Chris.
See you later, Angela.
Bye.
Thank you.